On January 13th, the House impeached President Donald Trump again. This time, the charge was for inciting the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Many have argued that Trump's efforts amounted to a coup.
We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol.
Because this came after months of efforts by the president and his allies to overturn the election.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
What was once unthinkable is now a sincere question. Did we just witness a coup attempt in the United States of America? Or was this an insurrection?
5 people are dead, and it seems kind of tasteless to kind of debate this minute terminology.
This is Chris Ingram. He's a Washington Post reporter who covers data and policy.
In order for democracies to combat these threats, they need to know the precise nature of the threats they face.
The term coup is French and short for coup d'état. It's a sudden, violent, and illegal attempt to overthrow a government.
There's some people who use the term coup very widely, and they use it to describe pretty much any illegitimate seizure of power. But I think there's more to it than that.
This is Naunihal Singh. He teaches at the U.S. Naval War College and is an expert on coups.
For one thing, there needs to be some aspect of force or violence, or the threat of it. More critically, there needs to be use of the armed forces or the security forces of the state. Now, this did look a little bit like a type of a coup called an autogolpe, where the leader of the coup is the president.
The term autogolpe originated from Latin America and translates to self-coup.
The prototypical example of the self-coup happened in 1992 in Peru, when President Alberto Fujimori, he was just vehemently opposed by opposition figures in Congress, and the judiciary was kind of stymieing his agenda, and the media was very much against him.
Fujimori ordered the Peruvian army to drive a tank to the steps of Congress to shut it down.
He suspended the Constitution, purged the judiciary, and basically made himself kind of in some way the supreme ruler of the government.
What differentiates Trump from Fujimori is that Trump did not use his access to military or other levers of state power to overturn the election results.
Instead, the forces that he used were the rabble of supporters who had gathered on the mall, and it would have looked very different if the attack had involved tanks and soldiers.
Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump!
What happened on the 6th resembled a coup in many ways, but because the military was not involved, many scholars are labeling the event as an insurrection, a revolt, or an uprising.
Calling it an insurrection brings our attention towards the relationship between Trump and the mob. The other thing it points out is the number of willing accomplices he has. When I call it an insurrection, I don't mean to minimize it. As a matter of fact, I think of an insurrection as an extremely serious act. It's just what kind of serious act it is.